But war is also an incredible teacher.
Hello and welcome. Jocko Willink is a retired U.S. Navy SEAL officer, co-author of a New York Times bestseller, and a top-rated podcaster. After retiring from the Navy, Jocko co-founded Echelon Front, a premier leadership consulting company where he teaches the leadership principles he learned on the battlefield to help others lead and win. But perhaps the most remarkable part about his resume isn't what he did on the battlefield. It's that even after retiring from the military, he continued moving forward relentlessly to teach everything he learned over his 2 decades of service.
And the training where SEALs learn about combat leadership. And the training that I took over.
Discipline allows you to practice the daily habits that get you the things you want. For example, when you have the self-discipline to wake up early, you get more free time. If you're disciplined enough to save your money, then you have the cash to take a vacation or make a big purchase that you've been wanting. Exercising some self-control can go a long way toward getting you the things you want. The right framework can help you build a concrete house on horizontal land. Life isn't always going to make it easy to get what you want. You may have to push structures in place to help you accomplish your goals. Left to your own devices, you'd probably waste a lot of time and lose productivity. By setting some rules for yourself, you can create a framework that builds habits.
Take ownership of everything in your world, the good and the bad.
Habits are automatic. If you develop positive habits, you'll be able to do things that are good for you without thinking about it too much. Deciding that you are waking up early every morning and holding yourself to that standard eventually leads you to get up early naturally. Having a framework for a formal report holds you accountable for its quality and helps you finish the work faster. With no standards, you might turn in sloppy work, or it might take you a long time to complete a simple task. If you aren't taking any action now, chances are you will never reach your goal.
Brings teams closer together, increases trust, increases relationship.
You've lived a life dominated by doubt and fear. How do you step into bravery? Step. That's how you step into bravery. Step. Take the step. Step aggressively towards your fear. And that step towards your fear is the step into bravery. Because we're scared of what we don't know. And there is only one way to learn and to know, and that is to confront that fear. You have to step, you have to go. And this simple action, this simple attitude, it answers so many questions. So many questions. How do you get to the gym every day? You step, you go. How do you change your diet? You step, you go. How do you overcome fear of failure or fear of success or fear of fear itself? You step. And how do you face the fear of the unknown? You step. Don't wait anymore. Don't think anymore. Don't plan anymore. Don't contemplate anymore. Don't make any more excuses or justifications. Don't rationalize anything else. No, no, and no. Instead, be aggressive.
You step up into a leadership position, do you know everything? No, you don't know everything. If you act like you know everything, you're gonna get humbled. And not only that, but your troops are gonna look at you and say, who do you think we are? Do you think we're stupid? So you're acting like you know everything. We actually know you don't know everything, and you're acting that way, so their respect for you goes down. Whereas if you just say, hey, look, I just got into this job, I'm gonna do the best I can, I don't know everything, my mind is open, I'm here to listen, I'm here to learn, and if you guys can help me out, I'd appreciate it. Well, everyone sees you as a humble person that's ready to listen and ready to learn, and their respect for you actually goes up. So I'm not saying you can walk in and say, hey, I don't know anything. I'm ignorant. I haven't done any preparation. I haven't studied anything. I don't know anything about my job. But you can only learn so much from books and from various documents, right? Eventually you gotta start doing it. You gotta be humble.
It can be pretty easy to focus on the battle that's right in front of your face. And when you're doing that, sometimes you can lose track of the long-term goal. But I want to have that long-term goal so embedded in my mind that I never lose sight of it, ever. And those little tasks and projects and short-term goals that you tackle, they need to lead toward that strategic victory, winning the long war. And we get very caught up in instant gratification. We want results now. We want the shortcut to the winner's podium. And sometimes, when we don't get that short-term glory that we want, we lose track of those long-term goals. And you look up in 6 weeks or in 6 months or in 6 years, and you've made no progress.
The other thing that you have to wrap around all this is this social media, which is, I'm only going to post things that are just going to completely make everyone that sees whatever I'm posting emotional and filled with rage. Whether you're on the left or you're on the right, my goal is to enrage people. That's the goal. And you're multiplying times thousands and thousands of views. And then on top of that, mainstream media is the same thing, right? It's not like there's this huge difference between what the mainstream media shows and what social media. It's both emotional media, just trying to make people emotional, which is the worst possible thing. No one makes good decisions when they're emotional. I spent my adult life trying to train humans to not get emotional in pressure situations. Why? Because it's gonna end up bad every single time. And yet that's what our society is based on right now. It's based on these emotional reactions.